of our fields lies the future of agriculture, sustainable, innovative, and powered by smart solutions. From the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe, agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less, and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people. Join us 9:30 a.m. Monday to Fridays on Aso TV, channel 392 DSTV, Star Times, channel 127, or YouTube live stream GSA Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers, and celebrate greenhouse solutions. Together, let's grow the future.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Abuja. Such a beautiful time to be on your TV screen again. This is Agriculture for Today and Tomorrow, where we promote smart solutions for greener harvest. I remain Daniel Black, your host. And remember, this is a media for agricultural development project of GSAI, that's Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative, which is an NGO that focuses on supporting African farmers to adopt sustainable practices. Today we'll continue on the series that we started in, where we talked about how to implement biosecurity in your farm, and today we'll be talking about how to develop a biosecurity plan in the farm. And this is going to be a part series, so we'll take on like 3 steps first, and then in the next series we continue the other steps. Today we'll talk about number 1, developing the plan, developing the biosecurity plan. And the first thing to do when developing the plan is to do a risk assessment. A risk assessment is when you are able to go around your farm and understand what are the risks in this farm. What are the potential disease, what are the potential pests, what are the potential contamination risk in this farm. If you're carrying out a crop farm, the pests and the diseases that are susceptible in your farm are different from someone carrying a poultry farm, are different from someone running probably a piggery or a goat pen. If you're doing vegetables, your pests, your diseases, your contamination risk are different from someone running an orchard. So you have to first and foremost understand. And of course, if you're farming in a farm settlement, your pests and disease contamination risks are different from someone farming in a residential environment. So you need to identify your own risks. So first and foremost, you start with assessing the risks in your community, assessing the risk in the environment that you're operating your farm. What kind of diseases are prevalent here? So that means you need to check the historical data, the other farmers that have been here, what are the kind of diseases that have been prevalent here. Now, in terms of access, in terms of people, what the people that are coming here, what do they do? Are they high-end people? Are they laborers? Are they people that are coming from other farms, or are they just people that are random workers? What if they are random workers? What kind of diseases are vectors? What kind of pests are they carrying on them that can be transmitted into my farm? Who are the kind of people we can allow into the production area? So you have to do that first risk assessment. And after the risk assessment, the next step in developing your plan is a customized protocol. You need to begin to have your own protocol. You go to some farms, you see where they say you dip your legs in water before you enter their production area. Other farms, you go there and they say they have to spray you with insecticides. Some other farms will want to give you nose mask. Some other farms will insist you wear safety PPE. These different protocols, and there is no one size fits all. If you are working in a place that uses that works with gaseous chemicals, you will understand that probably your own protocol will be different from someone that works with more of liquid chemicals. Same thing when the type of if you're doing animal, if you're doing livestock, if you're doing vegetables, if you're doing orchards. So you have to develop your own protocol. How do people assess your farm based on the kind of risks you have identified, and then create a policy document. Creating a policy document makes this plan not emotional or sentimental. It is not because today Oga's brother came, it's not because today it is Oga's wife that came, and tomorrow it is a random person, and you want to implement a plan that was not implemented on another set of people. So it has to be well documented and implemented on every set of person. So we need to know people that are coming into the farm that have not been in this farm for the past 3 days, for the past 1 year. When they come in, what is the protocol for receiving them? People that stay inside this farm and just go out to buy something and come back, what is the protocol for receiving them? You have to document it. It has to be something that even if you leave and another person comes, and they can comfortably study, they can comfortably follow, they can comfortably see what the plan is. So that is the first step in developing a biosecurity plan: risk assessment, customized protocols, and of course policy documentation. The second step is in control access, controlling access into your farm. You need to understand that it is not every part of your farm that should be accessible by everybody. Only key and only relevant stakeholders, relevant key players should access some part of your farm. Your production area, for instance, where you keep your birds or where you plant your crops, it's not everybody that should go in there. People that should go in there have to go through some extra level of scrutiny before they access there. So you need to, by a matter of security importance, have a perimeter security. So you need to have something that is differentiating, that is barricading, barricading and cutting out the side that is free for all, the administrative area where anybody can come in, where they can pay money, where they can transact, and the side where you're doing your production, even the side where you're doing your processing after harvest. Where do you keep your storage? It's not everybody that should have access to there. We have visitor management. Visitor management, you need to know the people that are coming in. Are they farmers from another farm close by, which are susceptible to bring pests from that farm to your farm? Are they people from the bank? These people may not be susceptible, but when they come in, they probably have handled monies, they probably have interacted with a vast number of people, so they should not immediately be given access into your farms. Now, where are they people from? So you have to have a visitor management system. You need to have dedicated footwear and clothing. This should go around that people are not bringing vectors, pests, diseases from other places through their foot and through their clothes into the farm. So you have to have dedicated footwear that is given to both visitors or farm workers. Farm workers, as they come from their home, should change from their casual or domestic wear into their dedicated footwear. And then finally, for today, the third step we are going to be taking in ensuring biosecurity in your farm is maintaining animal or crop health, maintaining farm health. So you have to quarantine new animals, or quarantine, if you're bringing crops from a nursery, you have to keep them separate and watch them and ensure that from that nursery they are doing well, they are not carrying any diseases, they are not carrying any vectors. You do not just bring seedlings from a nursery and put together with an already established seedling. Maybe you nursed 1,000 stands and you're looking for 2,000 stands, and you bring in the extra 1,000 stands and just add them together. They have to be quarantined, they have to be observed, and they have to be washed, whether in animal or of course crop. You have to have a vaccination or a vaccination process in place for the crops and for the animals. As they come into place, you have to be ready to vaccinate them against the diseases that are prevalent, against the vectors or the pests that are prevalent in that environment. You may be bringing an animal from one place that did not have high level of mosquitoes, that did not have high level of thrips, that did not have high level of different vectors in their environment, but you bring them to your environment, and in your environment they are very prevalent to that, or they bring it from that side after treating and quarantining your environment. You bring in animals, you introduce seedlings that bring this kind of diseases, and then all of a sudden you see a spread in your farm. So it is important that you quarantine and vaccinate. You quarantine and of course ensure that you treat them of whatever diseases that could be. And that is why it is important to know the source of your seedlings. Most times you don't just stay on the road and say supply. You go to the farm where you're buying your seedlings or you're buying your animals, and also look at their own hygienic and biosecurity measures, so as to have confidence when you're bringing orders to your place. So that is all we'll be taking today on agriculture for today and tomorrow, on how to implement or how to develop a biosecurity plan in your farm. I hope someone has learned something today, and I hope someone will be implementing biosecurity or taking it more seriously in their farm. If you have a method, if you have a measure, if you think there is a way to also continue implementing biosecurity in your farm, share it on our social media. You will see our posts concerning this conversation. Share it on our social media, and let us keep the conversation, the awareness, and the education going. Remember, we are all in this to ensure that food security is achievable in Africa. See you in the next episode.
In the heart of our fields lies the future of agriculture, sustainable,